Thought it might be you guys.
Some
Can you
some
hear
old
me?
friendly faces.
Yes. How are you?
Can you hear us?
Yes, I can. Can you hear me?
Hey, I can hear you. Hey, wow,
Wonderful.
it's
I
great.
I just looked at this. I was like, oh, Zach Kline. I was like, wait a minute. Hi.
That's
Hi,
Brittany Schoenbeck.
how are
For
you?
marooned
Good.
on Long Beach Island for this is day 52. Not that we're counting.
Yeah. Well, how is it for you?
It's going. Like we're looking for friends to talk to. So
It could
Yeah.
be a lot worse, that's for sure.
it could be a lot worse.
That's how we feel. Like we just built this house. We moved in October 15th, and we managed to sell our house 3 weeks before all this happened. Closed on the selling. Our daughter had her St. Jude checkup the first week in March. It was all good. 7 years. She's doing well.
Wow.
It's amazing. The next week they stopped doing checkups at St. Jude, right?
Wow.
So we just got in under the wire for that. My father, he passed away February 20th, and this experience would have been awful for him. Like he was
Yeah.
his health was so bad that he was in and out of this would have been a nightmare. He was in a nursing home a few weeks before he passed. He died essentially on a ventilator. He had many issues, but my mom last night on the phone was like, I wonder if he didn't have this. But there were
Wow.
so it was merciful in his passing. So between his passing, Hallie's great checkup, and us getting there, and then closing on the house, we just feel
Lucky.
so fortunate. Like our big issue for my wife and I is that Hallie demands full time care and attention.
Attention.
Although
Yeah.
she's doing amazing, she there are a lot of things we need to work on with her, but we've lost our support services. We've lost the person who would come in 4 days a week, 4 hours a day, and give us relief. But other than that, we are healthy. We have everything we need. We are in a good location where we have open space to walk around and get out and do stuff. So we feel very blessed.
Wow. That's all a great report. How old is she now?
She's 10.
Wow.
Yeah.
Boy, I remember when she was born.
Yeah. Well, we played your event. The you was with Senator Specter was there
Correct.
years ago,
Yeah.
and
Yep.
that was the next day I was going to ask my wife to marry me.
Is
I
that right?
proposed to my wife the next day, like when we got home the next day.
Well, you had something on your mind that day when you were standing on the tennis court.
I sure did. I sure did.
Holy shit! Isn't that
Yeah.
great? So you have like a link to it. It's very funny.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah. Arlen is now gone 6 years. He died in 13, I think. He's it's so funny. I'm in the middle of working with a biographer on a book, and we are at the point. We are reaching the point in the book of losing Arlen. It's
Mhm.
like a chapter called Losing
Yeah.
Arlen, and someday I'll send you that chapter.
I would love to see it.
I will not send you the other 680 pages.
Well, when that book is done, I'll be reading it.
You guys all get a mention. Now you get a special call out.
Wow.
I don't know if you know this connection, but Mike Smerconish is a very close friend. Mike and
I
I
do.
are friends forever.
I've been listening to him for years on Sirius, and you used to have a spot you would do on there for the
Sure.
law firm. Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yep. And yeah, I mean, that was just to support Mike, not to support our, it was not to like get clients in.
I kind of thought that, but it's
So
great.
say hi to Zach Kline too.
Hey, Zach, how are you?
Great to see you. I'm good. I'm good.
He's the guy who found you. You
Yeah,
should know you have a wide reach.
it's great. I follow you on Twitter, so I jumped on it when I saw it. It seems like such a nice to get to see a friendly face, and
This is a treat for me.
yeah, no, it's just terrific.
Hey, so my friend started this platform, and I thought, like I'm, busy with the kids and this and that, but like the week all this went down, he went online. Mark Brownstein from the Disco Biscuits,
Mhm.
he went online and said, "Hey, does anybody want bass lessons? Direct message me." And he got overwhelmed, so he started booking bass lessons and began to double book himself, and just gave everybody his email, and it just got chaotic. So he got together with someone from AEG. They're one of the major rock promoters. He knew a girl who worked for them, a woman who worked for them, and together they developed this platform. And I thought it was the best thing. I was like, I want to be a part of this any way I can, because this is, look, after this is all over and we're back to whatever normal life, whatever that looks like, what are the things from this technologically that we carry with us, that we carry forward? And I think that this concept is it's just great.
Oh, it really is. I mean, there's so much that we're all learning about things about each other.
Yeah.
I know there's a hell of a lot of stuff that I used to get on a plane and run to. At least I'm not doing it anymore. I mean, but it's all very interesting. Although I miss human beings. Like
Oh yeah.
I'm sure you, but it's totally different. Are you getting much play? Are you like talking? How many people do you talk to a day? Because I would think you would.
Well, I've got obviously the kids are a big part of our daily schedule, and there's homeschooling now involved. But I have 3 podcasts. I have a history podcast I've been doing since 2016. I have a theology podcast and a politics and music podcast. So I gave myself 9 to noon on Mondays and Tuesdays to do this. And Scott and Seth sent me 5 songs to put bass on. So, and I'm finishing my master's. I'm in my next to last class for my master's in history.
Oh, that's fantastic.
So I have a 10-page paper on European history, 1789 to present, due in 2 weeks. So what I've done is I've overbooked myself. And so starting next month, I'm just going to do Tuesdays 9 to noon. But let's see how long this thing lasts, meaning how long we're not playing concerts. Could be a long time. And I want to have a foot in this, so I can expand it. If it seems like it's going to be a long time, I may expand this, but I'm learning a lot about teaching like bass lessons. It's great because it's gotten me back to the root, the foundations and the basics. And so I'm going through these books, that meant so much to me, learning, teaching out of them. And, so we'll see. I definitely have a lot that I can do. Yeah, I love this. I love this platform.
Oh, that's just great. What do you get a lot of fans? I would guess.
Yeah, you know what I've gotten? I've gotten a combination of these, just get-togethers with people, and like my old college roommate.
Is that right? Wow.
I recognized the name. I was like, Kevin Morris. I know this guy, so I'm getting like old friends, but then I'm getting kids 12 to 16 bass players.
That's really cool.
And that has been, I did not expect the energy that I would get from this. Like, meaning like coming away from these meetings and these bass lessons, just energized and just excited. But I had, before you guys, I had a kid who was a engineering major and philosophy major from the University of Penn. But he lives in Memphis. He's from Memphis. So I had him talking, and he was asking me all questions about songs and what does this song mean, and those kinds of questions. And then before that, I had a woman who's a psychologist who works with special needs seventh graders, like kids who every child in the school, every kid is I guess almost a teenager, 7th grade. They all have an IEP. Like my daughter has an individualized education plan. And so she wanted to talk about using music as a tactic to de-escalate aggressive behavior. That kind of, so it's like kind of across the board stuff.
makes sense to me. But really all over the place. That's really, really. It's just great. I mean, it's just great that you've made yourself accessible. It's great that you like doing it. It's great that you have the time. There's like so many good things about it. I mean, we never would have talked to you, which is just great. It makes the day.
The last time I saw you guys, you had a baby with you. Was that yours, Zach?
No, let's see, where was that? That must have been
with the vet, or not the vet, the Citizens Bank.
Oh no, that was my friend Anna was in town visiting. That is her baby. That is her baby. I'm often accused of being the father because her husband's an actor who's often away, but who I know very well.
Well, it's good to help out.
Exactly. I love helping out.
That's really fun.
That was a great show.
Boy, you have a great memory. We were on the stage. I think last time you were there, we were away. You guys did the Citizens Bank Park twice, I think.
Yeah, we did. Yeah. God,
I think we were
what
there.
A great gig.
It's a great gig. We were there. We're third row behind home plate people. So like
That's
we
awesome.
have the well, come to Philly. Come to Philly. We'll take you to the game.
Would love it.
It's just, no, I'm serious. It's like a standing invitation if we ever get to play again.
We will. We will.
Right, or come watch the game before you play the next concert, or come watch a few innings. We'll figure out the seating.
Would love it.
Yeah. So let's keep that in mind. But we were there. So since you were here, which was 06.
I think summer of 05 or 06.
Yeah, because I got married July 4th of 2006.
05, yeah.
So it was 5. Were they in 5? I thought they were in 6.
5, yeah.
Yeah. There's actually a photo up in the. I should grab it. I'm going to grab it before we end this call. You will love it. It's like it's steps away, and we're all younger versions of ourselves. up on the rooftop, and we have since then. Currently in this house, we have 3 classrooms because I got three grandkids here. My daughter, who you may not remember as well, my daughter is a preschool teacher in Manhattan, and she's teaching, and she has 3 little ones, 9, 7, and 4. My son-in-law, like me, is a personal injury lawyer. So we have, and Britt, who's my longtime mate, who you just saw, is here. So we have 8 of us who have been here before, like the real collapse of the world. Yeah. And we currently have 4 classrooms and 2 law firms and a playwriting guy, Zach, working out of this place.
Wow.
And since you've been here, we have built. There were 2 houses on the compound, one with a squash court. There are now 4. So the place is. We can't complain. Like but interestingly, we're all bunked in the ocean front.
Yeah.
So, because that's kind of the center of life.
So what's going on? So you're in Jersey right now. Lots going on.
No, it's on that. It's on that thing.
Yeah, it's on top. It's on top of Cesspiano.
Oh! You know what we got to do either now or next time.
Yeah.
Now or next time. Maybe we'll call you back to do this.
Okay.
So we have you would have no reason to remember this. There's like a mini Avett museum in this place. And this is why, because at a is it Seth or is it's Seth's? Yeah, Seth's original piano that he knocked the tunes out on, the upright, the old wooden junker. I supposedly bought it at a charity auction for his first wife, I think, at the
for the Rape Crisis Center.
It was Battered Women's Center. I remember it, and it was shipped here. I remember telling you guys at some concert that I view myself as the custodian, not the owner, and it's like available just for fun anytime. Yeah. So we have our photos. We have our Avett photos and a couple of guitars in this little spot. I got to show it to you. Maybe we'll either call back or do it at the end of this.
I'd love to see it.
But it's kind of going on that piano is a photo of the group of us 11 years ago, you included, sitting on top of that piano. It's kind of fun.
Wow, that's awesome.
So, yeah. We had this past summer, we had we missed this past summer. Summer before, we had Dale Watson from Austin.
Oh, he's great.
Dale's fantastic. And
absolutely.
We had a big thing under a tent on the tennis court, and just had a hoot because his music is just for fun.
He's connected to that Austin, Texas world. It's
exactly.
that whole legacy of music is just him and Jimmy Dale Gilmore and all those guys. Yeah, just great stuff.
So So in your little corner of the world, you're located where's your home?
We're in Hillsborough.
You're in Hillsborough.
So we're right between Chapel Hill and Durham.
Right.
We're literally 15 minutes from Duke, 15 minutes from UNC.
That's a long way for a kid from Atlantic City.
I know. It's insane.
That's like a different spot in the world.
It's a nice quality of life down here. It's real pleasant.
Isn't that great?
Yeah, it's awesome.
So what are you guys working on, an album?
So, well, right before the world ended, we were about to go to Malibu to record a record with Rick Rubin. And we, in fact, we were in Dominican Republic the week before, like in between my father's passing and going to St. Jude. That week we were in Dominican Republic playing shows. And Scott was talking about, maybe we shouldn't go to California because this was all kind of coming on the horizon. Guys, I was in my hotel room in Greensboro, North Carolina before going to play the show for New Year's. And I saw a thing on CNN about this. This is New Year's Eve. I saw a thing about this virus in Wuhan, China that had the World Health Organization completely freaked out. So anyway, we get home and Scott calls me, I get back from St. Jude and we're supposed to leave on like the 18th of March to go to Malibu. And Scott's like, don't cancel your plans. Don't cancel anything yet. Don't cancel the hotels. Don't cancel anything. So he was really thinking about still going out there, but I think our business manager probably talked him out of it, saying, listen, you're not going to work this year. Like this is going to be tough and you don't want to get stuck in California. And so we probably would have, right, if we even got on the flight, or we could have gotten sick. But so then the plan was to bring the engineer to Concord, North Carolina. And then he was like, I can't do it. And then the plan was for me and another engineer to come to Concord, North Carolina. And then they did the stay-at-home order in North Carolina. And so now Scott and Seth recorded last week. Or they've been recording like 2 hours every couple days. Like again, they got kids. They live across the street from each other, and so they've been getting together recording. And they sent the songs to me. And the engineer is coming here on Friday, and weather permitting, he's going to sit outside this door here and run the cables in, and we're going to record bass and vocals for a couple days. But they keep sending. They got 3 more songs up. I'll have 8 songs probably by next week.
Wow. Well, that's good. That's good to know for the fan base.
It's not going to stop. And, they are, I've talked to them about, should I come to Concord and should we do like a streaming thing? Like the 3 of us play a show and people can either for free or for paywall stream it. And I'm going to go there in May. But Scott likes the downtime. He likes the being at home. He likes the writing and the recording. And so they're pretty comfortable, and the demos are great. The songs they're wonderful. They're wonderful.
Oh, they're great.
Yeah.
They're great. Well, last album was great. And I for one are all for wearing your politics on your sleeve, especially when they agree with me.
And the politics have always been there, right? They haven't always been at the surface, but I think the worldview has always been there, and it's not as divisive as some people can interpret it to be. But
all of that is what it is, and you got to be who you are, and you got to do what you're going to do, and you have to do it the way you think you're going to do it. That's like the way. It's just the way things go, and. And that's how you guys have always worked and rolled, I think, which is really great.
I don't get nervous. Like, the fact that we may lose all of this year, it's quite possible that we won't play any shows this year. And I was, internally a little nervous about that, but I talked to Scott and he's not worried, and Scott's not worried. I'm not worried.
Yeah, if he's not worried, you shouldn't be worried.
It's been 20 years, right? It's been 20 years, and he's always been right. So I'll just go with him.
And it's a long trajectory. It just is, and you just gotta. This is what it is. There's no change in it for anybody, and some of us are luckier than others. You look around, and I mean, it's just you got to stay healthy. You got to take care of your family. You got to stay focused, and you have to do what you know how to do. That's my sense of it.
Yeah.
So true.
Are you working cases still? Are you still?
Well, it's interesting. Thanks for asking. The courts are largely closed. He's the guy who doesn't have to worry. He's a playwright, so all he just.
God, it's like, hey, this is I can create.
Yeah, absolutely. Try to create some of the little bit of the day. We're in, it's the question of when's there going to be live theater again. But like there's going to be live theater again. It just might not be. It might not be in June. It might not be in September. But it's gonna happen.
Do you find with being like completely down, is it harder to get in the space of concentration to work and to be focused, or is this like
day by day? There've been really good days where I've been super prolific, where I've been happy to write or to write some prose or to write some poems or to do that. And there are days like I think everyone's experiencing, where there's just too much news and too much noise.
Yeah, I've gotten to the point of turning off the nightly briefing. We don't even turn the TV. We'll do local news, but then at night I'll catch up. Later on in the night, like kind of get the synopsis of what happened, if it's newsworthy or not.
I'm the same way. The same way. I've tuned out that. I've just tuned him out. I can't take it. I just can't take it. It just is so nerve-wracking. Hey, we probably are beyond where you're gonna head to your whatever you're doing next. This was great. Hold on, I want to be like a tourist here. I want to take a photo.
Yeah.
I want to send it to Smirkanish especially.
Awesome.
So let me see if I can do it. Let me do it a couple of different ways.
Sure.
So bear with me. I'm gonna go up. I'm going to do a couple of different ways for fun.
I can send you this. I record these.
Oh, great.
Oh, really?
I'll send this to you, and then you have my email. And if you just want to jump on Zoom, just I'd be happy to keep in touch with you guys.
Oh, that'd be great.
We're gonna do that. We'll probably call back with the platform. We'll support the platform. But let's talk. I want to show you for kicks the piano. I really love talking to you.
I do it too.
Really, you know, what can I say? It's been a long haul.
Well, so for Smirkanish, we were going to do, so my podcast, we've been doing live podcasts, like the history podcast. And so we had one for Philly booked the night before the Man at the City Winery. And I wanted to do Frank Rizzo as my topic.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I get it.
The blue collar populism, right? So I reach out to Smirkanish. I'm like, can you be a guest? And he's like, I don't know if I can. It's a Friday night. I got my CNN thing, but you got to read this. He introduced me to the Sal Paolantonio Rizzo book, which is excellent.
I was just going to go there. I was going to tell you if you hadn't read it.
Let me tell you this weird thing. So Smirkanish tells me about this book. I go out and get it. We do 2 live shows, 2 live history podcasts at the end of January in North Carolina. I got sick. I started getting sick, right, over those 2 nights. The last night I got through the show, but I thought I had the flu. 9 days I was in bed with like 102 degree fever, 100 to 102 degree fever, couldn't breathe. My daughter had this like barking cough for like 6 weeks before that. Like, I don't know. So I read the Paolantonio Rizzo book in a week because I was in bed the whole week. But I look back on that and say, what did I have? Because my daughter got tested. She didn't have the flu, but it was just very odd. Anyway, that's a whole.
Maybe you'll come back and you'll have the antibodies. And a lot of people are that way. They were sick and they didn't know it. And you may, when we get around to these antibody tests, you may find out that you've had a blessing, not a curse.
Maybe.
And that you got through it. I am glad you read the Palantonio book. First of all,
good.
Sal's a great friend. Sal, I don't know if you know this, Sal, Mike, my law partner, Shannon, who is Arlen's son, who's Kline inspector. We've all been friends for years. Sal, you would enjoy Sal. Like Sal, some night, someplace. He's
someday. I would love to connect with him.
Yeah. And Sal, I tell people who want to read the history of Philadelphia, read Sal Palantonio's book, because that doesn't just give you Frank Rizzo. It gives you what our town really is.
That's right. And I can't believe he's only written one book.
No, he wrote a bestseller, but neither you nor I would be interested or have the patience to read it, because I don't think you are a big Eagles fan. I'm not either, because I don't like football for a variety of reasons that much. I'll watch it, but Sal wrote the history of the great season when they won the Super Bowl.
Okay.
But don't tell him I didn't read it.
I won't. And when you're in college, reading like all kinds of crazy stuff, like I've read 7-week classes, a book a week. You learn to read the beginning and the end. And then
right. No, I know about the middle. I got one of those master's degrees in history, maybe before you were born, sometime in 1971 in
that was the year I was born.
I can show you my master's degree. My thesis was signed off on that year.
Right on.
So, all right, we're going to let you go. We're not going to trespass.
You guys have a wonderful day. This is such a treat.
Thank you.
Really a treat. We'll be back. You're not rid of us. Send us the tape.
I'm sending it to you. Take care.
Take care.